as far as the interview process, I actually will do an interview. I'll change my tactic based upon who I get walking in. A lot of it I just read right off the bat with a handshake and the eye contact to decide how long the interview is even going to last right from the beginning. But some of the questions that I like to ask that kind of open up the doors first, like, how did you hear about me? Then I do like asking, hey, what's your favorite meal at McDonald's? If they have no idea what McDonald's serves, usually they're not going to be a good employee because they don't understand. Because if you've not been a customer, you haven't actually seen what it's like, what the operation is. If you don't know what the operation is, those people that don't use McDonald's as a customer turn out not to be employees because they didn't even realize how fast-paced the environment was and say, whoa, I'm out. But then one of the things that I like to do to get the best read on someone's character, especially a young adult, is can you describe to me what dependability is? Looking for them to be able to share some self-responsibility. And I'll ask the question in a couple different ways, such as, are you a self-starter? Describe what a self-starter is. How are you motivated? What kind of follow-up do you need in your everyday life? And I'll ask those questions because you can learn a lot about a person to decide whether or not they're going to be a good job fit. And then so depending on the way that they answer those questions, then when you have an employee that says, hey, are you dependable? What does that mean? And they say, well, I show up for time for school. And then I'll go one more step with it and say, okay, do you show up on time for school? But is that because your parent gets you up, or is that because you want to be at school for yourself? And depending on how they answer that second question, then you start knowing if you got a strong employee. It's awesome when you hear a teenager say, well, no, I set my own alarm clock. I mean, why would my parent wake me up? It's like, okay, cool, we got a good kid here versus, and it's the same for adults. What's being on time? And if they say, 8 o'clock and you're scheduled at 8, well, you're already starting to learn something that they find to be on time is cutting things way too close. So I would say that one of the fallacies in this conversation is that when there's a limited job pool, sometimes you're still making poor hires just because you need someone to come in to the restaurant, but you will find that then you're going to just because someone didn't interview well doesn't mean that they won't get a job, unfortunately. That's a tough place. That's a stark reality of where we're at. That if you look like you might be worth taking a shot on, or if you show interest and care, you might get some red flags on the interview process. But I'm more willing to take a chance. I'm still willing to take a chance on you.